Hello, my sweet friends. It is day 8, right? Is this 8? 8 of the 30-day Cleanse and Restore challenge. All right, so I spent most of the morning pondering a little bit. So remember yesterday I mentioned, that's lemon oil, I mentioned that, when we release toxins and we cleanse the toxins from our organs, especially when we're talking about the lungs yesterday, all right, we can be releasing a lot of emotions. And so I spoke about the emotions of the lungs, about sadness, about grief. So I went home and decided I'm going to ask myself if I have any grief or anything sad inside of me that I need to release, because there's always room for improvement, right, and change. So last night I discovered I did have something. I've been suppressing the feeling of grief and sadness, and what I discovered was because of this COVID thing, I wasn't able to make my yearly trip to Australia to be with my mum and my parents, my family, right? And I felt grief over that. And so I had a bit of a cry, and I have a very good husband. He's very understanding. So I told him about it, and he helped me just kind of talk it through. He was a good listener. Anyways, I thought that was it. That was my grief, and I did a bioscan. This is so amazing, okay? And I found the oils to help me with the grief, okay? So this machine here, if you don't have one, you should get it. It kind of helps you when you're not feeling that clear-minded, okay? So I did a bioscan, and it kind of helped me find the oils that I needed. So my oils were Whisper, which is disconnected from mother. That was helpful, right? It was helichrysum for pain, and so I rubbed it over my heart. And I had Melissa for more light and releasing grief, of course. And I thought, wow, it knows me, right? Anyways, I talked to my husband about that, and then as I was explaining myself to him, it occurred to me that this grief was even deeper. It was my mum's grief. It was something that I felt her grief from when she was younger, right? She was poor. Her family was poor, so when she was 7, she had to go out and work, and so she was a hired hand, so she was away from her mother. And I just kind of felt that grief for her, and I cried as well. Anyways, cheers. Okay, so anyways, it was nice and liberating to release that. So anyways, I woke up this morning, I was pondering a little bit, and I thought, what should I share with you today? And what came to me was the heart and head. So we want to talk about our minds, our head, and our heart. Some people, when they do this detoxification and cleansing, they struggle with headaches, okay? So I said it many times, please be proactive about this and not passive, and not expect the stuff to work and, hey, the stuff doesn't work for me. It's not the stuff, it's you that instructs the stuff to work for you, okay? So you can do a detox with food, do a detox with juicing, right? So you still have to play a major role in your cleansing. So anyways, a lot of people when they do a detox, they struggle with headaches. And a lot of people might think, hey, it's a coffee withdrawals or something, or the toxins releasing, and and that's true, that's what it is. But when we think about it a little bit more, why do we rely on drinking coffee so much, okay, in the first place? So most of the time it's because we want to have more energy and we have a more relaxing, good feeling, right? That's the idea. That's why we, some of us, drink the coffee. So without it, we have to use our brains or something to get energy, to motivate ourselves, to get us going, and to conjure up the willpower, right? So the real source of energy actually isn't from our brain and our mind thinking. It is actually from our heart. Okay, so when we don't rely on our heart, we will always overthink. So anytime I have a headache, I'm asking myself, hey, what am I overthinking? Instead of feeling. So if I move my energy down to my heart and move my focus down to my heart, I generally will have the right the answers, okay, so that I don't have to overthink. Okay, anytime I have a headache, I know it's about overthinking, and that's why lavender, chamomile, frankincense, peppermint, those oils work so well to support your body for problems like headaches. Why? Because the lavender, the chamomile, the frankincense, the peppermints help our brain, okay, calm down, right? Help our heart energy be stronger so that we can recognize the compass, the heart compass. So I truly believe that when our heart is anchored in God, okay, yeah, you can anchor your heart in lots of things. When you anchor your heart in God, right, your heart will release a lot of the negative energy, and you will be able to adopt a lot of the positive energy, right, which will guide you throughout your days. Okay, so here are the negative energy of the heart. Heartache, of course, right? Distrust, disappointment, rejection, unforgiving, self-doubt, and heavy-hearted. Look, we will all experience all of these, all of us, okay? There's no exceptions. But what is wonderful is when we experience it, we can learn from that and then put all that on the altar and send it off to God and trust that He's going to fix that, okay? Right? He's going to help us fix that, right? But we need to embrace it and then send it off, okay? Instead of ignoring it, right? That doesn't help. That's not owning your power. Okay, so when we experience those heartaches, guess what? And heaviness, guess what? We're going to be sick. We're going to be heavy, all right? We're going to be sad. And that's not what God wants for us, okay? This heart compass is always pointing to happiness and joy. And so if we head the direction of happiness and joy, we'll be heading the right direction. And I tell my kids, if something were to happen to mummy, right, I want you to know that you need to follow your heart. Even now, keep learning how to follow your heart. Because if something were to happen to me, and I'm not there, it doesn't matter. You still be successful anyways if you follow your heart, okay? And I tell my kids, if mummy tells you different to what your heart tells you, right, as long as your heart is anchored in God, right, then do that, okay? So I give you permission to do that. So the positive emotion in the heart is love, peace, trusting, connected, right, accepted, confident, and forgiving. Okay, so my friend, today, study that, okay? Release the heartache, the distrust, the disappointment, okay? Every time we think about the disappointment, we relive it, we ignite it, and we strengthen those pains. Why? It's not necessary, okay? Because, God has, Jesus died for us, right? And so we can release that and let it's paid for, okay? Let it go. God will deal with it later. He will sort it out. But for us, we need to stay focused on what gives us more love, what gives us more peace, what gives us more trusting and connection and acceptance of ourselves, so that we allow the heart compass to guide us in the right direction. Imagine the world if people were all trusting in their heart, trying to find more peace, okay, and not holding on to that anger or that distrust or whatever it is, okay? The world will be different, wouldn't it? Okay, so my friend, remember what we're really doing here. We're detoxing and cleansing our body so our skin looks better, and we may lose a little bit of weight, or we might sleep better and our physical body might have more mobility, yes. But beyond that, it means we have more power to control our body, because our body's cleaner. We are able to own our energy and be able to choose better, because we're not fighting against the debris and the junk inside of our body. And this makes it easier for us to be happier, right? And when we're able to feel God more, we will be happier, okay? So my friend, I hope that was helpful for you. If you would like help to find exactly the emotions that you're experiencing in your heart, contact me. Sometimes our experiences, in our experiences we store like some negative emotions, from certain times and certain places that in our childhood or whatever. So contact me, we can have an energy balancing session, and we'll be able to figure out where it is and to finally resolve it. It's not as difficult as we think. All right, so thank you so much. Good job for doing the 30-day cleanse. Okay, we're day 8 now, so it's more than a week, so that's fantastic. Okay, so we're more than a quarter of the way through now. All right, my friends, please comment below. Let me know how you're going, what you're experiencing, and if this was helpful for you. Okay, and I'll see you next time in the next video. Bye for now.